Alright guys, Zachman18 here. Welcome back to the WTZM TV channel 18 Superstation. It is time for the next part of our Let's Play of Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations on the Nintendo DS. So we are in the middle of Turnabout Ablaze, the last case in the game. It is getting insane so far because we're now figuring out that the statues were like switched around, and it's just getting insane. So let's see what happens next. I've left the Damask the second investigation of Franziska and returned to Beval. I suppose my first order of business should be to look into Beval's statue. Mr. Edgeworth! So, Kay, what's the situation? Oh, it's great. Investigating is so much fun. In other words, they've made absolutely no progress.
We weren't goofing off, honest, sir. We've been investigating our hearts out.
Very well, then. Would you kind of give me an update on your investigation?
Oh, we've had a really fun time, sir.
I know it. Zero progress. In any case, Detective Gumshoe?
Yes, sir?
You have permission to enter the Alabastian Embassy, is that correct?
Yep. As a local detective, I'm helping out with investigations on both sides, sir.
Good. In that case, I can leave these pieces of evidence with you. They belong to the lady under the Pink Princess's mask.
The Pink Princess? What kind of lady was playing her, sir?
The kind that was also playing the role of the Pink Badger yesterday.
Understood, sir. If I happen to run into her, I'll give them back to her. And if I don't, then I guess I'll unload them somewhere.
He doesn't seem all that enthused to go find her, but I can't blame him. Evidence that has lost their value given to Detective Gumshoe. Alright. Now then, I don't believe I'll be needing this anymore either. What? Are you really going to throw that autograph away? Yes, because that Steel Samurai was a fake. Steel Samurai's autograph scrunched up into a ball and disposed of. Wait, what? What do you mean by fake? Now then, I believe it's time for a little housekeeping. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. What? Good lord. Alright, well.
Mr. Edgeworth!
You look like you're enjoying yourself, Detective.
Well, I don't have much else that I enjoy as much as a good investigation, sir.
So what did you find out?
Oh, well...
I take it he has found nothing of any particular use, as usual.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I got something really interesting from Ambassador Polino.
Oh, and what is this something interesting?
This, sir.
Wow, that's so pretty. I'm so jealous. That's a real treasure there. Why does the flame burn green, Detective?
So apparently if you burn the special white crystal oil that they only make in Beval, it burns this green color, sir.
Interesting. So it's a special property of the oil. I suppose this is a ploy to force people to visit Beval should the oil run out. Hey, Gummy, what about these silhouettes?
They stuck some cutouts on the outside of the lantern so they'd protect the images.
Project the images, sorry. Oh, silhouettes, huh? They are rather pretty, aren't they? Wait, what am I doing? I was supposed to be asking for an update on the investigation.
Hey, what's wrong, sir?
There's something I want you to investigate for me. Do you think you can do that much?
Uh-huh. You got it, sir.
Hey, that's not fair. Why is Gummy getting to do all the work, do all the fun stuff?
Oh, well, that's because I'm Mr. Edgeworth's partner.
Ah, I can't believe you took advantage of the confusion and stole my role as assistant. I expect the two of you to get along and work together like professionals on this. Alright. Can I talk to her? No? Can I press the button? Yes? Oh, here we go. How is the investigation going in the Babylonia Secretariat's office, Kay? Well, even though we found a few treasures, they've all been pretty much burnt to a crisp. A treasure is a terrible thing to waste. Anyway, is there anything else I should know about? Oh, that's right. You know what I found in that office? A wooden bear carving. It's so cute. Can I have it? Huh? Can I? No, of course you can't. By the sound of things, it appears that there has been no progress in the investigation. Alright. Here's Polino. There was a sign here. Oh, what? No, I want to talk to him. God dang it. I believe Ambassador Polino said it was to attract more tourists and visitors. But what can they do with the new stuff they're building? Hey, what do you think they should do, Mr. Edgeworth? How about transforming into a courthouse? Hey, be serious. But I was being serious. Alright, here we go. Ah, so you're back now, aren't you, Mr. Edgeworth? You must be tired. Here, with these you can eat whatever you'd like. And these are? Discount tickets for our cafeteria. They open tomorrow at 10 in the morning. I appreciate the concern, however, these coupons do nothing for me right now. Jeez. This open-air stage, what function does it serve exactly? Well, normally we use it for a variety of events. It's all to attract that extra bit of attention at Beibao. I heard that tonight over in the Alabastian Rose Garden, Ambassador Alba was to give a speech. And you know what? Manny told me that I really should give a speech too.
Mr. Konchin told you that?
Yes, he did, which is why I thought I should give a speech of my own. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to.
Because of the fire the Yatagarasu started?
Exactly.
Ambassador Plano, I'd like to ask you a little more about the Primadux statues.
Oh, I see. Well, let me ask you this. Did you know that Alabast and Beibao used to be the one country called Cadopia?
Yes, I know that much about your history.
Well, the Primadux statue belonged to the founders of Cadopia. At least that's how the story goes. It was bequeathed unto the king of Cadopia as a symbol of the country's wealth.
So it was meant as a symbol of sovereignty and the right to rule, I take it?
Yes, that's right, which is why both countries are so adamant about their claim. We hold the real statue, therefore we hold the right to rule, is the reasoning. It's pretty petty when you think about it, though, I suppose.
But if Alabast and Beibao were to re-establish relations, shouldn't that put an end to the squabbling over the statue?
I have no reason to believe so. The Primadux statue is even more important now as the key to diplomacy.
I wonder if Ambassador Plano knows about what has happened to the very important key to diplomacy. Perhaps I should try showing him this key and see what he has to say about it.
Let's talk about this other thing first.
Ambassador Plano, there's just one thing I'd like to ask you about.
Yes? Oh, and don't worry. You can ask me more than just one thing. How about 2 or 3? In exchange, I expect you'll be coming to Beibao, yes?
Thank you, but just the one thing is all I require. Manny Konchin, I'd like to ask you about this man who is your secretary.
Sure, I'll tell you what I know.
Thank you for your cooperation, Ambassador.
He was, well, if I had to put it in one word, he was an able man. If there was ever anything I needed as an ambassador, he was able to get it for me. To think that a man like that... Hold on, let me resituate my camera here. There we go. To think that a man like that had a hand in a smuggling ring right under my nose, going completely unnoticed. Actually, I suppose because he was an able man, I was unable to detect his dirty dealings.
Sounds like Mr. Konchin had a very sharp mind.
Recently, Manny had been really busy. Since I became the Babalese representative at the Country Unification Council, he's been working tirelessly to cover my work for me.
I'm sorry, but what is this Country Unification Council?
Oh, well, you see, had tonight's events proceeded without a hitch, our two countries were to unify and become one again. But I guess with how things turned out, that dream won't be really realized anytime soon.
I suppose not.
Alright, so... we gotta present that thing that was facing the statue that was facing the wrong direction. This is originally from the Beibao Secretariat office.
Ambassador Plano, if you could please take a look at this for me. The Primadux statue standing in Alabast right now actually belongs to Beibao.
So it would appear. I received a call from Ms. Vodkara about this earlier.
Then you will understand why I wish to inspect Beibao's Primadux statue immediately. Because the statue currently in your country's possession...
Yes, well, I've already inspected it myself, and it is definitely Alabast statue. I know because it's the real statue.
And you're saying that Beibao's was a replica?
I'm embarrassed to say it's true, even though I knew that someday it would be exposed. I received my orders from the leaders of Beibao, and I was to negotiate with Ambassador Alba at this event. I was to negotiate with him and fix the results of the evaluation tonight, to say that we could not determine which statue was the real one.
Why are you telling me this?
Well, because you already figured it out. Our statue is just a hollow gold shell. Even if Beibao were to lose face, the reunification of the country is what's important. I'm right in thinking that, aren't I? I'm not making a mistake, right?
If you don't know yourself, then I won't pretend to know either.
I never thought that by being betrayed by my own secretary, the real symbol of wealth would be given to me. Isn't it simply ironic? Hey, where are you going? Are you heading back to Alabast?
Yes, but before I do, I suppose I should give you a summary of what's happening.
Oh, I see. So there's been a murder in both countries using an object from the other country.
That's the gist of it. Beibao is just as strict as Alabast, and their inspection of the people and things that enter their country, meaning that somehow both murder weapons were smuggled into the two countries. That's the only logical conclusion that can be drawn. Perhaps the key to the weapon smuggling is the person who traversed both countries.
You mean the fake Yatagarasu?
In one way or another, the Yatagarasu is connected. Of this I am sure. Now then, where was the Yatagarasu first spotted?
I believe it was the Rose Garden on the Alabastian side of the embassy. The garden is just on the other side of this boundary. It's where Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight. At least that's where I heard the Yatagarasu had appeared.
In that case, I believe it's vital that I investigate the Rose Garden post-haste.
Wait, before you go, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth.
What is it?
My guess is that it's a guitar pick. I picked it up just now over there. Do you think it'll be of any use?
There's a little wet water on it, but how did the water get on it? It doesn't look like there's anything it could get wet from around here.
I was thinking they have concerts here at this open air stage from time to time, right?
Alright, I'll find its owner later.
Alright. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. Mr. Edgeworth, would you be willing to hold on to this?
What is this?
It's misused perfume. It's the bottle that woman left behind and that I found 7 years ago. I thought that one day it'd be of some use in tracking her down. So I kept it safe all this time.
Thank you. I'd be honored to hold on to it for you. Alright. Let's go.
So you said it was on the other side here, so let's go over there.
I think I'll be returning to the investigation in Alabas now, but...
I know. I'll go back to Baybal and do some more investigating there.
Alright, here we are. The Rose Garden.
I see you're back, Miles Edgeworth. Oh, it's Fun Karma. God dang it. How are things in Baybal? Oh, there we go. Although I can't really say I expect much from Scruffy and that girl.
The investigation into Manny Cochin's death hasn't really progressed any. However, the investigation into the Yatagarasu has.
Ah, yes, the Yatagarasu. Even now I find it hard to believe. A person who can freely traverse between the two countries at will? Preposterous.
Well, that's what I came here to investigate. I heard that this is where witnesses claim to have seen the Yatagarasu.
That's correct. Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight here in Alabas, and that's when the Yatagarasu appeared. The shadow of the mysterious thief appeared, and just as suddenly it vanished. After that, there was the fire at the Babalese embassy that the Yatagarasu started.
I vow that not a single feather from the Yatagarasu shall escape my diligence.
Alright, here we go.
What's this giant fountain here? There are roses scattered on the surface of the water, creating a pleasant fragrance.
It's not just for aesthetics, this pool's water is also used in putting out fires.
I see. Oh. The pool stopped filling itself automatically.
The fountain spouts are set to stay open until the pool's water reaches a certain level.
And this water is used to put out fires. I suppose it must be refilled to its normal level, which suggests that this pool was recently used somehow in this embassy. I guess I'll take some notes about it just in case.
Whoa! Oh my god! How dare you surprise me like that?
I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Edgy. Thanks for what you did back there. Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, this pool is not for your personal enjoyment. I know that. Do you really think that I'm the type to just jump into a pool and swim around for fun? Alright then. Did you by chance fall into the pool? Nice guess. But no dice. So you know my son, right, Edgy? Your son? I guess I kind of lost sight of him when I shook hands with the ambassador. And I'm pretty sure he was around here when I last saw him.
You imbecile, how can you be so flippant at a time like this? What are you going to do if your son fell into the pool? And how old is this child of yours anyway?
Huh? Oh, how old is he again? Larry, this is the first I've heard of a son. Who exactly is the mother? The mother? Oh, that chick. The pink princess.
The pink... Oh my god, what?
Miss Von Karma. I was a bit confused by this man's words for a bit there. However, I believe what he is looking for is the doll of the Iron Infant. Yep, because I'm the Steel Samurai, though, through and through, heart and soul. And the Iron Infant is my cute little son.
You've given a whole new meaning to the phrase, an astounding fool.
Larry, we've not seen the hide nor hair of the Iron Infant, but rest assured that if we should find him, we'll let you know. Now get out of there. Sounds good. In that case, I'll go search over there. Hey, wait! Well, it's not as if he'll get very far swimming around in that pool. And though he's unrelated to the murders, he sure knows how to cause a lot of trouble.
Alright.
Whoa, something's broken over here. The statue bears a resemblance to the Primadux statue.
The plaque says King Primadux in the battlefield. In order to save the queen, King Primadux put his life on the line and went to war.
So Primadux was actually a person of royal blood. I thought he was simply someone imitating a character from an ancient legend.
Well, what surprises me is that a real person who looked like the Steel Samurai existed.
I suppose there's that too. Alright.
What else is there? Oh, there's another statue over here.
Is it possible that the Yatagarasu hid in these bushes?
Of course not. They're rose bushes. Wait. Did I even click on the freaking statue? Okay, this is not anything associated with the case.
A statue of a woman. I wonder if the lady is pouring water.
It says that it's a statue of the queen who spoke of love to King Primedix. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it seems that you are lousy at reading a woman's heart.
I opened my mouth about a statue and she somehow made the leap to that.
Hold on, guys.
Made the leap to that?
Alright. Lang is up here. Let's talk to him. Even though I kind of don't want to, but I feel like we have to. Have you finished checking out all the bystanders?
Yes, sir. And we found 14 counts of pickpocketing, 16 counts of illegal parking, and one person ran a light, sir.
Don't tell me you didn't find out anything related to the case.
Sir, not a single thing, sir.
Well, for now, let's just get those other lawbreakers down to the precinct.
Agent Lang?
Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor.
I would just like to thank you for your assistance earlier.
Make no mistake, it's not like I was trying to help you with what I did.
After I left, did you receive word from Ambassador Alba?
We're to wrap up our bodyguard assignment at the end of today. Oddly enough, we received word from HQ to return home on an urgent matter. As if I could be so easily called away from this case after I've come this far. I swear that I'll find the truth and drag it out screaming into the light. You're with me on that, right, Mr. Prosecutor?
You were working as Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time? So naturally, you witnessed when the Yatagarasu appeared, correct?
Yeah, I saw the thief all right with my own 2 eyes. The Yatagarasu was always there, lurking in the shadows. But when the spotlights were turned on for Ambassador Alba's speech, a shadow appeared. That's when cries of it's the Yatagarasu rang out. The next second, the spotlight went out, and by the time we got the area lit again, the deaf thief had vanished. When we investigated afterwards, we found that the reason the lights went out was because someone had unplugged the extension plug for all the outdoor electronics. Whether it was someone doing it on purpose, or simply a guest who had tripped over it, we don't know. But one thing is for certain, the Yatagarasu was here.
So you're saying that basically all you saw was the thief's silhouette?
Yes. If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible that the shadow belonged to someone else.
Good thinking, sis. You just might be right.
If it weren't for the fact that there was no one else with that same shape, not among the staff or the audience members. My men have already done a thorough check of everyone, so I know I'm right.
Someone else's shadow? That sounds like a plausible hypothesis. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. I believe I figured out its true origin.
I expected no less from my subordinate. Now let's hear what you know on the subject. What really cast the shadow of the Yatagarasu? I guess it was the statue. There's no other thing here that's as tall as that.
Take that! The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. Is it not possible that it was created by this statue?
Objection!
Are you playing me for a fool, Miles Edgeworth? The statue bears absolutely no resemblance to the shadow of the Yatagarasu.
You are correct, however, this statue is but one part of the whole picture.
What do you mean by only one part?
What is the other part of the real form of the Yatagarasu shadow?
I guess it was the other statue. I don't know.
Take that!
Just seems too easy. It's another statue?
The Yatagarasu shadow is made from the shadows of these 2 statues.
Made? What do you mean by that?
Right now the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in a panicked state. However, if we were to restore the lights to where they were when the thief appeared...
You believe that the 2 shadows will create the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu shadow?
Precisely. Now then, watch as I reveal the true form of the Yatagarasu. First, if we set up a spotlight to cast a shadow of King Primedix in the battlefield, the shadow of the king statue would appear on the backdrop of the stage. Likewise, if we set a light up on the queen who spoke of love to King Primedix, her silhouette would also appear on the backdrop to the stage.
Aha, so if we were to combine the 2 shadows... Whoa. It looks nothing like the Yatagarasu shadow. Miles Edgeworth, how do you explain this grotesque shape?
Calm down, Francisca. The way the light needs to be shown on the queen statue is wrong.
What do you mean by that?
I believe that the whole of the king's shadow needs to be used for this to work. However, in the case of the queen, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow will use one part of her shadow.
Only one part?
Yes, and that one part alone is enough to fill in the rest of the Yatagarasu's shadow.
Why didn't you say that in the first place?
You're right, I apologize. Now, which part of the queen's statue is used to complete the Yatagarasu's shadow?
The hand, probably, because it's showing all 5 of her fingers, and that could probably resemble the feathers.
Take that! Think back to what is missing in our shadow. 5 long, thin areas, correct? Now, what does that remind you of?
Ah!
That's right, it can only be the shadow of the queen's left hand. Franziska, can we please adjust the spotlight's position? So that it only shines on the queen's left hand.
Alright, let's give it a try and see what we get. It's... Yeah, this is exactly like the shadow I saw.
The culprit must have changed the spotlight's positioning beforehand, and then pulled the plug after people saw what the culprit wanted them to see. In their panic, the guests must have moved the spotlights around, which we can assume was also a part of the culprit's plan. By the time the lights came back on, the Yatagarasu shadow had vanished,
which means that the shadow was a construct from the very beginning.
So you see, the Yatagarasu never did visit Alabast tonight. The only country that thief visited was Baybal, although it can be assumed that the Yatagarasu had an accomplice in Alabast.
An accomplice? But who?
I haven't figured that out yet, but I assume it was the person who set up the shadow show. I sense that the biggest clue yet to solving this case is the existence of this accomplice.
Whew. Alright.
How's the investigation going?
Who's talking? Oh, it's bad.
Detective Pat, have you come to join us in investigating the Yatagarasu? I've left a murder in Agent Lang's charge, and my only target from the very beginning is the Yatagarasu, so yes. So, what have you found out? I got a piece of evidence. May I see it? Sure, but you might regret it.
We're here because we are ready to face whatever may come. So if you please.
When people had heard the commotion, bystanders started gathering, and one woman claimed, I'm telling you, I'm a genuine international journalist. She gave me an interesting picture. A journalist? Well, actually, she's a freelance cameraman. This is the photo I got from her.
Whoa.
What in the world?
The Yatagarasu is flying through the air.
The times, they are changing. It's not just man, but evidence. Even they lie to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. It was taken from a nearby building that you can see the embassy from. I see, so this was taken after the fire.
Holy cow.
The blur in this picture took off from the Babalese embassy, flew over the boundary, and headed for the embassy of Alabast.
This is simply not possible. People are incapable of flight.
Is that a fact? I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once.
Actually, come to think of it, I've come across a case like that as well. 2, actually.
Maybe it happens more often than we think. Am I up to the task of solving the mystery behind this photograph? Well, the Yatagarasu took off from the Babalese embassy, so I should start from there. Franziska, I need to return to the Baybal investigation for a bit.
Alright. Alright. So I guess we're going back to the... I'll continue investigating on this side of the building.
Alright, I'm counting on you.
Welcome back, Mr. Edgeworth. Now come on, let's get back to our investigation.
Yes, let's.
Alright, I guess we're heading up to the embassy itself. Back to the office, I should say. To think after all that running around, we're right back where we started.
It would appear that way.
Hi, Mr. Edgeworth.
Have you found Manny's killer yet? I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador Plano, but I have yet to find his killer.
Then I guess his murder really was the work of the Yatagarasu. Let's get one thing straight. It was the work of the fake Yatagarasu. The real Yatagarasu is a noble vigilant who is only out to steal the truth.
Miss Faraday, please don't make such a sad face. If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, alright?
Mr. Polino.
Actually, there is one thing you can do. Will you allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier. Oh, sure. Please feel free to investigate to your heart's content. Also, there are a few questions I'd like to ask you personally, Ambassador. If it will bring a smile back to Miss Faraday's face, then I'll gladly answer anything.
Thank you, Mr. Polino. You're a total gentleman.
Ha ha ha. You don't have to waste such nice words on me, little miss.
Hey, Sir Polino.
Those two sure got chummy awfully quickly.
You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin?
We should probably start by comparing the state of this room before and after the fire. And then we should look into the matter of the suspicious person you spotted.
Yeah, when I came into this room, that person was already gone. But I'm willing to bet that the person I was chasing is Mr. Cochin's killer.
We don't know that yet. However, it's hard to believe that person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key the Yatagarasu stole 7 years ago was found here, it signals that perhaps Miss Yu is also somehow involved.
I knew it. That woman is almost definitely Mr. Cochin's killer.
Yet again, we don't know that. There are too many mysteries to be solved in this case. Speaking of the Yatagarasu and mysteries, I received a most mysterious photo from Detective Bad.
Uncle Bad? He's taking part in the investigation too?
Yes, he has been chasing after the Yatagarasu for all these years.
Uncle Bad?
Now then, I was told that this photo was taken just after the fire.
What? This kind of looks like the person in the long coat I was chasing. Does this mean that I was chasing the fake Yatagarasu after all?
I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either.
But this could be how that person escaped.
Well, we'll need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything about that. In any case, let's not dawdle anymore and pick up our investigation where we left off.
Alright. Here we go. So what have we not looked at? We haven't looked at the desk itself right here.
It appears that this area was heavily damaged by the fire.
Yeah, I guess we should hurry up and get started examining everything. Alrighty then. Hey, that bottle of ink is the same one that we have.
There is a bottle of Babley's ink on Mr. Cochin's desk.
It looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside.
The seal is unbroken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn up the ink.
Hey, Mr. Polino. It looks like your precious Babley's ink is alright after all.
What? That's odd. Ambassador, what do you mean by that?
Well, it's just that there is something strange about the ink.
Would you mind elaborating on that statement from me, please?
Oh, do we talk to him? Alright.
Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask about your movements before the fire broke out.
Before the fire? Which fire are you talking about?
Which one? There was more than one tonight?
Huh? Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. We had 2 fires here at the Babley's Embassy tonight. What a bother all of that was. Wait, but the only fire we knew about is the one after the Jammin' Ninja show. Ah, well, the first occurred at the start of the Jammin' Ninja show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floors of our embassy caught on fire. Not wanting to cause a panic among the theater goers, we decided to keep it internal. Then the fire after the Jammin' Ninja show was the second one of the night? Exactly. So the fire I witnessed was the second one. Come to think of it, didn't Detective Bad make reference to the first fire? When was this photo taken?
Apparently right after the fires on the 1st and 5th floors were put out.
I suppose this means that the photo was taken just after the first fire was put out.
Alright. So then what was the extent of the damage in the second fire? The second fire was contained to this floor, the 3rd floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fire on the 4th bill above it that caused it.
That's, how should I put this, a very bad stroke of luck.
My office on the 5th floor, Manny's office here, and Manny himself, all gone in the blink of an eye. I feel so sorry for you, Mr. Polino. Oops, look at me going on and on. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask again?
We were discussing what your actions and whereabouts for today were. And if you happen to know what Mr. Cochin's actions and whereabouts were as well.
Yes, very well. Let's see, I've been quite busy all day from morning until now. First I woke up and then I brushed my teeth. After that I had a roll for breakfast.
Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant parts for me?
Oh, you'd like a condensed version. Alright, I can do that for you.
So what did Mr. Cochin and you do this morning?
Well, originally we were supposed to meet and shake hands with the Jammin' Ninja, but Manny and I wanted to turn it into a photo op, so we were here tidying up his office.
You helped clean Mr. Cochin's office? Why were you not cleaning your own?
Oh, I think I forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovations.
which is why both the Primodoc statue and the Babylonie's knife set are down here. I see. Oh, but the tidying didn't take much, really. We just burned some files we no longer needed and expired coupons in the fireplace.
I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain, though, huh?
Ah, about that. I kind of forgot to clean the ashes out. Ha ha ha. I guess I'm up a creek without Manny here to get angry at me. An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of a secretary's anger? Oh, he was very good at being very mad. Why, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some Babylonie's ink onto the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. And he got mad at me, saying that I should treat ink with more respect. Apparently orders go up in the chain of the command around here. That's about it for what we did this morning. Just some cleaning. Don't tell me you had no other work to do, being an ambassador and all. Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Cochin did this afternoon. Well, Manny and I went down together to the Theatre Neutralis. We had to be there for the start of the Steel Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor alone. So they were together until the start of the Steel Samurai show. A little while later, after I had straightened myself up a bit, I returned to the theater, because I was to take part in the photo op on stage at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo op at the end. It was a fantastic photo of the three of us, Ambassador Alba, the Steel Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor to prepare for my handshake photo op with the Hammond Ninja. Sorry. He seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador. When I got to my office, that's when the first fire broke out and I escaped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. I admit I ran away from the first fire as fast as my legs could carry me. But during the second one, I pitched in and helped the embassy staff put it out. So you didn't see Mr. Cochin again after the start of the Steel Samurai show? Yes, that's right. The next time I saw him, he was lying there in an eternal sleep. I see. Ambassador Polino, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance with Mr. Edgeworth. If there's anything else, please don't hesitate to ask, alright? I wonder if you might tell me what you noticed about Mr. Cochin's bottle of ink. I just thought of it right now, but during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. I called out to him, and when I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door. But when I did, I was greeted by roaring green flames. The flames were so big that I wasn't able to see into the room at all. The fire was green. What was the cause? Well, white crystal oil burns green when it's lit, so you can see it with his lantern. And Babylonie's ink is made from the same oil, which means it would also burn green. You know, I too had thought it was Manny's ink that had caught on fire, so that's why I was surprised to find out there was still a bottle of ink left on his desk.
The case of the perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery.
What exactly was it that caught on fire in here? Alright, I guess we're talking to him. Is there anything else on this desk that we can look at? Oh, this is open down here. It would appear that this desk also fell victim to the fire.
It doesn't look too damaged. Ooh, I think we can rifle through this drawer a bit.
I suppose we really should take a look. Oh, whoa. The heck is this? This is a rather unusual shape for a notepad.
Oh, that's the thing that we saw on, that's the thing that Damask was carrying. Yeah, it's connected. That's the thing that Damask was carrying. Where's the Damask note? Somewhere in here. Wow, we have a lot of mess. Yeah, here he is, the note.
Eureka! The shape of the notepad matches the shape of this note we found.
Hey, you're right. What is it? It looks like something straight out of Monument Valley.
Ah, yes, that notepad is a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We've been collecting them for the purpose of studying them, you see. Yes, I do. You do seem to be quite passionate about it. Oh, would you like to see my souvenir collection? I'd love to show it to you. Are you sure they haven't been burnt to a crisp by the fires? Ambassador Plano, I wonder if you might recognize the handwriting on this note. This looks like Manny's handwriting. I see. In that case...
Ooh, did you figure something out?
This note was found in Alabast. Specifically, it was found being firmly grasped by the murdered Damask II.
Damask II? Then this note...
Yes, it was a request from Mr. Cochin for Damask II to steal the Primodoc statue. What? Manny tried to steal Alabast's Primodoc statue? We would know for sure if we could run a handwriting analysis. Ambassador, do you have any documents that were handwritten by Mr. Cochin? Yes, I can gather a few and give them to you. I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe later to run the analysis.
I can't believe that Manny would even think of doing something like this.
Do you have any idea as to why he would have requested the theft of the statue?
There is one possibility, but mind you, it's just my personal speculation.
Anything you can tell me would be a great help, Ambassador.
Alright, let's talk to him again.
I believe that you said you might have an idea as to why Mr. Cochin hired Damas II.
Actually, I fear it may be my fault. As I was telling you earlier, we were to determine which statue was the real one as a part of today's event. But because of the Atchigarashi and the fire here, that got cancelled, didn't it?
Ha ha ha!
I'm actually relieved the rest of the event has been cancelled. For you see, Babel's statue, well, it's just a replica.
And did Mr. Cochin know that about Babel's permanent statue?
Of course he knew. That's why he was the only person I could consult with. We'd have to do something once our statue was revealed as a replica. As to be expected, I was very nervous today, as this would impact our country's authorities. Sorry.
Yes, I understand.
Well, then I told Manny my concerns, he said. He said, let me handle it, it'll be alright. I'll find a way to make sure you're the ambassador of the reunited Canopia. At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up. But when I saw that note, I realized he was serious.
Mr. Cochin conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did all that to ensure that you are the next Canopian ambassador.
But why was he trying so hard, I wonder? He was so much better at getting things done than I ever was or will be.
I don't know the answer to why he was trying so hard yet. But I suspect he had an ulterior motive in mind beyond that just simple kindness.
Oh, here you are, Mr. Edgeworth.
Detective Gumshoe, have you collected the information that I requested?
Yep, got it all right here, sir. Here you go, Kay. Feel free to take a look. It's for you, after all.
What is all this, Gummy?
It's all the information on this room that I got from the embassy and Interpol people. Now we know exactly how this room was before and after the fire.
Good work, Detective.
Oh, it was nothing, sir. I'm an expert at getting people to talk.
Wow, you two remind me so much of my father and Uncle Bad.
What do you mean?
As prosecutor and detective, your dynamic is just like theirs back in the day. Well, don't you worry. I'm going to find my own wonderful partner someday. And when I do, I'm going to become a good Yachikarasi, just like my father, right?
Please don't ask me questions to which I have no answers to, Kay. However, I can say that it is truly a wonderful thing to find a partner you can trust.
You bet. So what now, Mr. Edgeworth?
Well, I'd like to ask you for a favor.
Yes?
That gadget, Mr. Thief, is it? That thing you call your secret weapon?
Oh, you mean Little Thief. You're coming to rely on it, aren't you?
I don't need a crutch like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation. From the information Detective Gumshoe gathered in the ambassador's testimony, I'd like you to please recreate this room as it was during the third floor fire.
You got it. All right, here we go. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood.
Boom. Whoa.
It seems there are other things besides what the ambassador mentioned that have changed. It's possible that we might find the escape route the person Kay saw use as well.
Ooh, what is this? Is it some sort of light show I was not told about?
This is the power of a true vigilant. It's recreating the room of the info I inputted.
Really, that is certainly one interesting device you have there, Miss Faraday.
I believe it's about time we return to our investigation.
Whoa, something is blocking the clock over here.
This grandfather clock, it was apparently in a different position before the fire.
Oh, okay. According to staff members, the clock was flush against the wall before the fire, sir.
Which means that most likely was moved by someone during the fire.
Speaking of which, it's totally 11 o'clock now, but I don't hear any chiming.
Huh? That's odd. It was still chiming right on the dot every hour this morning. Maybe the fire damaged its internal mechanisms or something.
Ambassador Plano, may we take a look inside that clock?
Sure, go right on ahead.
Detective Gumshoe, if you could please inspect the outsides of this clock.
Yes, sir. I'm on it. Mr. Edgeworth, I found this inside, sir.
It looks like a length of wire. So this is what caused the clock to stop chiming. But what was a long length of wire doing inside this clock in the first place?
Ooh, alright. Why would someone do this to such a valuable clock?
It sounds like it wasn't Mr. Plano that put the wire in there.
But perhaps it was Mr. Cochin's killer who did.
So here's where the fire is.
These must have been the large green flames Ambassador Plano saw.
With flames like these, it's no wonder he couldn't get in.
Okay, by the time you came to this room, had the fire already been put out?
Yeah, the fire had died out of something by that time.
Then this fire in here only burned from the time the fire started on the 3rd floor, until the Yatagarasu appeared and caused a stir in Beibao, I suppose.
I guess Mr. Polino was just lucky enough to run into this fire as it was burning, huh?
Yes, you could put it that way, and since you were the first to discover the body, we can assume that no one else entered the room until that time. No one other than the person you were chasing, of course.
I knew it. That person I saw was definitely up to no good. I mean, that person could even be Mr. Cochin's killer.
That is very likely to be the case. After all, that person came into this room before you, and must have chosen this room precisely because they knew no one would be in here.
Okay, then maybe the green fire was where it was to prevent anyone from coming in? But then, what did the person set on fire to make the green flames?
Well, whatever it is that person burned, it made a rather sizable fire.
It's that oil stuff. And since the fire is green, well, we've seen something that's burns green, right? It's a bit tinier than these flames, but you get what I mean.
Yes, and I do believe that what you are thinking is exactly why these flames are green. Which fire-related piece of evidence burns the same color as these green flames?
It's the lantern. Here it is.
Take that! The silhouette lantern, its green flame comes from the white crystal oil it's burning.
Yeah, that's the fire I was thinking of too. I love the green it gives off.
I think we've now established that the green flames were caused by white crystal oil. Furthermore, we know that there is only one other thing made from white crystal oil.
Oh, you mean that thing Mr. Polino was mistaken about, right?
Yes, precisely. As we found out earlier in our investigation. What? I don't get it. Can you fill me in, sir? Fine, I suppose. I'll explain it in a way that even you can understand. This is the thing made from white crystal oil that Ambassador Polino was mistaken about.
It was the little bottle of ink. Yeah, here we go.
Take that! Beverly's ink is made from white crystal oil. Oh, so it should burn the same color as the flames in the lantern, right? Yes, precisely. However, the green flames in this room were not from a bottle of Beverly's ink.
Because we found the ink Mr. Cochin used on his desk, right?
Yes, however, we know that Mr. Cochin was smuggling the ink in massive quantities. Now, what do you suppose he made using all that ink? I believe what he made with that ink is the answer to what gave birth to the green flames.
Oh yeah, I'm beginning to really feel the energy coming from you, Mr. Edgeworth.
It would appear that I finally found it. The smuggling ring's real goal. Made of Babley's ink, this is the source of the green flames.
Oops, sorry guys. Messed up my camera. No, not the photo, not the fountain, no. Silhouette lantern, no. Samurai dogs, no. Samurai spear. Mask, the second's note. Passion flowers, Babley's ink. Oh, the counterfeit bills! These are made with the Babley's ink.
Take that! What would consume that great of a volume of ink to make? That would be the counterfeit bills that the smuggling ring made and are circulating in Zhengfa.
There we go.
You're kidding! You're saying that it was Mr. Cochin who made the counterfeit bills?
I am. I believe you could even go so far as to say that he stole Beibao's printing press. Ambassador, Mr. Cochin had permission to freely use the printing press, correct?
Why, yes, I do remember seeing him use it in the middle of the night. But never did I think he was using it for such a foul deed.
Ambassador, because of your secretary's crimes, you will need to be investigated as well.
Ah, yes, I suppose so. We've caused a bit of trouble for a few countries, haven't we?
It's my duty to search out all who shielded Mr. Cochin and concealed this crime. For they are the ones who started the fire in order to destroy the evidence.
Alright, what else can we do here? See if we can talk to Gumshoe about anything.
Detective, you took part in the initial Beibao investigation, correct?
Yep, sure did. I also helped put out both fires, sir. But that first fire took me by surprise. I had a tough time escaping the 5th floor. First I tried the elevator, but I guess someone else had the same idea because it was in use. If I hadn't remembered to use the stairs at that point, I had been burnt to a crisp.
Wait, that's odd. We always warn our staff that in the case of a fire, it's dangerous to use the elevator.
Oh.
Maybe someone wrote it in a fit of panic.
Detective, did you see the Yatagarasu that came to the Babley's embassy at all?
I didn't personally, and the other staff members told me they never got a good look at the person either, sir.
I wonder if you could tell me a bit more about what you discovered, Detective.
The second fire broke out around the time the Yatagarasu was spotted in Alabast. That's also when a suspicious person was spotted in Beibao, which caused some panic.
So no one was able to get a good look at this Yatagarasu that entered Beibao?
Yeah, all they saw was a mysterious person wearing a long coat. But that's not enough to make a positive ID, you know.
Still, it was enough to make the people who received the calling card panic even more.
A person in a long coat? Sounds like the exact same person I saw.
The Yatagarasu that appeared in Alabasta was proven to be just a fabrication, a shadow. In light of that fact, the Yatagarasu that appeared in Baybal is also suspect.
You can't be serious. Not when we're this close to capturing the fake. I mean, Callisto U.
So the Yatagarasu appeared, caused mass confusion, killed Mr. Coach, and then disappeared. By the way, Detective, why did you not chase after the Yatagarasu?
I did, but well, this embassy is huge, sir. I got separated from the other staff members I was with, and I was lost for a while there.
You didn't even memorize the layout of the building you were to guard, Detective?
Oh, I'll be sure to do that from now on, sir. But you know, it was thanks to me being lost that I was able to come to Kay's rescue.
Oh, is that a fact?
Yeah, it was when I was lost and wandering around in the third floor hallways, sir. When I heard a scream, I headed towards it right away.
Oh, that's probably from when I found Mr. Coach's body.
Yeah, I thought it sounded like her, so I got real worried and ran as fast as I could.
And it was thanks to Gummy that Miss Sheena wasn't able to take me away. You covered for me until you got here, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, I see. So he can be useful once in a blue moon.
Still, it's too bad that Agent Sheena got here before I did.
I wonder where Agent Sheena was before you found her here.
Well, just before I got to this room, I saw her coming out of the room next door.
Ooh. Agent Sheena mentioned something about chasing the Yatagarasu herself earlier.
Well, she apparently helped in putting out the first fire. Then during the second fire, I heard she was busy chasing the Yatagarasu.
She seems to be a very dedicated agent. You would do well to learn from her.
Why are you pointing at me when you say that, sir?
We've examined everything in this office, but there is one thing that bothers me. Perhaps I should ask Ambassador Plato about it. Ambassador Plato, there is something I'd like to ask you about.
Yes?
About this office that appears to me to be very similar to Ambassador Alba's office. For example, the location of the fireplace and the position of the grandfather clock.
Oh, that's right. You've also paid a visit to the Alabastian side of the embassy. Our two embassies actually used to be one.
Yes, I know. Even the pamphlet mentioned that.
Which is why the building is bilaterally symmetrical. Ah, that's a tongue twister. Tongue twister. Alright. So no matter which room, the location of the fireplace and the like are exactly the same. Even where the art is located is the same, as my room is currently under renovation. We worked hard to make Benny's room look like the ambassador's office.
You mean for your handshake photo op at the Gem and Ninja?
Yes, that's right. I mean, what's a photo like that worth if it's not taken in the ambassador's office, right?
Yet another odd expression of Baybal's obsessively competitive spirit with Alabast, I take it. Thank you, Ambassador. That piece of information is all I needed to connect the dots.
Connect what dots? Well, anyway, I'm glad I was able to be of some help.
Connect the dots. That brings out the logic. All right. So we have connected fireplaces, bilateral symmetry. Wow, I finally said it. Renovations, and Sheena's location. Well, the fireplaces that we found, the fireplace logic, and this thing that we found about the fireplace. That's not when we were talking about that, so those two gotta go together.
The Alabastian and Babbly sides of the building are symmetrical to each other. As we know that to be a fact, then this room's fireplace may also hide a secret passageway.
A secret passageway?
In Alabasta, the fireplace turned out to have a revolving black back wall.
A revolving wall? It sounds like something out of a ninja house.
Wow, there was a trick like that built into the fireplace, sir? What? This embassy holds that kind of secret?
There seems to be a lot about this room that you don't know about, Ambassador.
I guess it's time to pay the bill for letting Manny do so much work for me. Please, I really want to know about the real Manny and what you know about this room.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Let's get to the bottom of this.
Agreed, and my first thought is that it's likely the killer used the revolving fireplace.
Okay.
It looks like just another fireplace, though, doesn't it?
So how do you turn it again?
In Alabasta, I had to push where the X was on the far wall of the fireplace.
Oh, I see an X back there, sir. Let's see what happens when I push it. Oh, you scared me, sir.
There's something about this fireplace that lies in contradiction to the facts.
Huh? But we found an X where you thought there'd be one, right?
We did, but that's not what I was referring to. Something is missing from this scene. What does this contradiction mean for us? I won't rest until it... Okay.
Do we have any evidence of what the fireplace looked like in the last one? Doesn't look like it. Let's just take a look around here.
All I see inside this fireplace is starter wood.
Huh? That's odd. It doesn't match up with what Mr. Plato said earlier.
What is the meaning of this contradiction? Oh, here we go. Alright. So, it doesn't connect with the testimony that was given to us.
Eureka! Ambassador Plano, you said that you burned some old files in this fireplace today, correct?
Yes, I burned quite a few files this morning, actually.
And after you did, you forgot to clean out the ashes from the fireplace, correct?
That's right, but why are you asking? And why are you making such a scary face?
I'm sorry, I admit I am a bit intimidating when I'm serious. In any case, take a good look at this fireplace and tell me what you find out about it.
Let's see. Huh? Where did all the ashes go? Oh, whoa. I didn't even think about that.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Edgeworth?
You don't really think that Ambassador Plano is lying, do you?
No, there is no reason for him to lie. And I don't believe his testimony is wrong, either. It is the fireplace that is causing the contradiction. Okay, I wonder if you might update the fireplace data for me.
You got it. I'll add in the ashes from the burnt files and... Sounds like we've pretty much figured everything out now, huh?
Well, it was nothing. All I did was follow where our leads led us.
Oh, I sense it coming on. You're about to dazzle us again, right?
Oh, you mean that? Well, it's what Mr. Edgeworth is known for, you know.
There is really no need for you two to dance around the name of what I am about to do.
Alright, what other logics do we have in here? Okay, renovation, Sheena's location, missing ashes, and revolving fireplace used. So, these two definitely, well, these two both have something to do with the fireplace.
The reason as to why the ashes are missing is simple.
It's not because someone cleaned them up, right?
No, because even someone did sweep them up, the fireplace is too clean for that. Ambassador Plano said that he spilled some Bebelese ink while he was burning the files. And yet there is not a trace of the spilled ink on the back wall anywhere.
Well, then I don't know what happened.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. The two sides were switched. By using the revolving fireplace wall, the ashes were moved into the neighboring room, which means that this is a clear indication that the fireplace was used.
Then you mean the person I was chasing disappeared from this room through there?
Yes, I believe the person you were in pursuit of is Mr. Cochin's killer, and after committing the murder, escaped through the fireplace.
Ooh. Wow, Mr. Edgeworth, you figured out the killer's escape route.
But this is only the beginning. Now we have to chase the killer down.
Renovations, Sheena's location, and escape through revolving fireplace. So that's what I was thinking too. I think she used the fireplace to go to the other rooms. That's how she escaped.
If the killer used the fireplace in this room to escape to the next, then it's only logical for us to talk with the person who was in the neighboring room.
Well, the person that was in the next room was... Oh, it was that person, sir.
Yes, Detective, Agent Sheena.
Alright. It's looking more and more like Miss Sheena is the killer, isn't it?
Let's not jump to conclusions yet. We need to go through what we know so far. She came running straight into this room from the next one and instantly accused you. Furthermore, she claimed that it could only have been you that killed Mr. Cochin. I don't have any proof yet, however, I know she is hiding something from us.
Okay then, why don't we go ask Miss Sheena herself?
No, not yet. There's something that needs to be done first. Detective Gumshoe.
Sir, is it my turn to do something, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, I have a two-part special assignment for you. First, I need you to run a handwriting analysis on Damask II's note.
Okay, I'll get the lab boys on that right away.
Second, I want you to see if you can fit through the revolving fireplace wall.
Right now, sir?
No, next decade. Of course now. We need to test our hypothesis first, don't we?
Go on, Gummy, you can do it.
Alright, I've got to do this like a real man. Here I go, through the fireplace and back.
You shouldn't need to psych yourself up that much for such a simple task, Detective.
Wow, the wall inside the fireplace really did turn.
That's so neat. Now I want to try going through there too.
There really is a secret passageway through there. I had no idea.
It would appear that the ash really was pushed into the other room. Furthermore, the Babbly's ink you spilled, Ambassador, is there on the back wall.
Okay, here I go, sir.
Detective, I'd like you to go through there under the same conditions as the killer.
Huh? But there's all that ash and stuff.
And your point is, now we're short on time, so if you could please hurry on through.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we pretty much have the whole picture, right?
No, not yet. There remains a few more mysteries to solve. Such as the Yachikarasu's whereabouts, the other smuggling ring members, the 2 weapons that made it across the border, the key Miss Yu stole 7 years ago. In fact, we haven't even figured out a thing regarding how Miss Yu is related to these embassies.
Mr. Edgeworth,
A number of pieces connect in a very complicated way in this case. It's almost enough to make one completely mentally exhausted.
what are you saying, Mr. Edgeworth?
I thought you were the
One who said that it's easy if you follow the leads.
Was that supposed to be an impression of me, Kay?
If it's info gathering you need, Gummy and I can help with that. Then all you'd have to do is show off your fancy schmancy logical deductions.
Show off? Does it seem like I'm being boastful when I do that?
Let's not overcomplicate matters, okay, Mr. Edgeworth? We've been so focused like a laser on only what seems strange and out of place. It's no wonder nothing's clicked and we haven't unlocked anything yet. But if we think things through calmly, the answer should come to us.
Kay?
That's the sort of thing I say to myself when I'm practicing how to unlock padlocks, you know?
That is something that I hope practice doesn't make perfect for your sake.
Yay, looks like you're back to your straight-laced self again.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back, sir.
Yes, I can see that. Good work, detective.
Ha, ha, ha. Looks like you can use that fireplace as like a door, sir.
Are you alright, Gummy?
I'm okay. It's just a bit of ash and dust, that's all.
Your jacket has gotten quite filthy. I see the hem has practically turned black.
Yeah, well, quite a bit of the unburned ink got on it, sir.
I see. Thank you, detective. You did a fine job. I'll even pay the cleaning bill for the trench coat.
What? Oh, no, sir, I could never. This is just my old coat, sir. If it was a coat I actually cared about, then I'd get it cleaned, but, you know.
Huh? I see. Very well then, as you wish.
So because Gummy was able to climb through the fireplace, we know it can be used, right?
Yes, but that's not all we learned. We actually learned one other important fact.
And that is?
I will have to explain it to you later. Right now we need to deal with the handwriting analysis. Detective Gumshoe?
Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it.
The handwriting analysis on Mr. Cochin's handwriting will take a bit of time. Let us go and wait in the Theatre Mutualist, along with Agent Lang and Agent Sheena.
Alright. We're getting closer to the truth. So now we're kind of suspecting Sheena as the actual suspect in this crime. So we will continue on kind of the middle of this case tomorrow. So yeah, these are really long. This is a pretty long case so far. This might this might already be our longest case that we've ever done in this game. Well, it is kind of the finale case, so I guess they got to finish it off with a long bang at the end there. So thanks for watching today's part for Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations. Sorry, there's been a lot of these videos, and you gotta be kidding only this week. I've been really busy with high school and a lot of other things off of YouTube and stuff. It's going to be mainly on the weekends when I'm going to be doing these kinds of things. I'm working on some stuff in school right now, so sorry for those of you who don't like the Miles Edgeworth videos or the You Gotta Be Kidding. I do have a lot of games that I just got on Steam recently, so I'll be doing a whole bunch of those on streams very soon, later in this last part of this year, and also on live streams and Game & Watch episodes as well. So there's still something for everyone, so just stick around. Don't think I'm just sticking to this things because I've just been really busy, and this is the thing that this is the thing I want to finish up before October, so I can start The Walking Dead for you guys, and I'm sure that's going to get a lot of hits on my channel as well. So thanks for watching today's part for Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations, and I will see you guys in my next video coming soon. Objection!